How internet propaganda makes you doubt yourself and how to break free. The internet is an interesting place and it's full of information that is honestly misleading, but has the intention to mislead you, yet we don't realize. Whether we are aware of it or not, the content which we consume when we're on social media has a subconscious effect on how we see ourselves, how we see the world, and how we think of others. You see, we are all governed by our perception. Our perception is a mixture of our beliefs and our experiences. It's the value in which we wear and we see reality through. And what people wish to do is influence our perception, which then changes how we see life and reality. So when they change the way we see life and reality, then it sort of changes how we see ourselves, right? The internet is full of hurt people teaching hurt people how to hurt people. What do I mean by that? An individual who has a negative experience and comes to the conclusion that they were the victim goes on the internet and starts telling their story. Who does it resonate with? An individual who had a similar experience to the first individual. It's like, oh, that sounds like me. That looks like me. Okay, cool. Let me listen to what they're saying. Now, the first person then teaching the other individual how shit they feel being the victim. So they teach them in how to be in a position of power so that they are not inflicted on, but they are the one inflicting. So it's hurt people teaching hurt people how to hurt people. Whether we think we are susceptible to it or not does not matter because we are, whether we are aware of it or not. When you consume something so much, it's sort of planted in your subconscious. That's why we need to be careful on the information which we take in. The propaganda of the internet most definitely is the reason in which most people aren't that confident. Most people doubt themselves, their own abilities. The internet is the place where people only paint the best image. A lot of people have personas, right? When the camera turns on, they get into character. Which, to be honest, I'm not opposed to, right? This is work at the end of the day. People earn money off this shit, right? However, we need to be careful of the information that we attain off the internet. Because when you are absent of our identity, others will assign you on it. But if they assign you the identity, beliefs and values, they could be the same people to rob you of it. I forgot to define what propaganda is. So, propaganda is information, especially biased or misleading, that is spread deliberately to influence public opinion or promote particular political causes or point of view. Does that not sort of define all the information that's on the internet? When you look at the debates that are currently going on in TikTok, right? And I'm not talking about the 100 men versus one gorilla. By the way, I back my men. A lot of us will die. Yeah? But hey, a couple of us will seal the deal. That silver black gorilla will die. I'm telling you, we'll beat the silver black gorilla. But that's not what we're here to talk about. A lot of the discourse often comes from how men should act or what women should do or how men and women should behave towards each other. And what that does is it sort of causes separation, and it has a massive influence on society in general because we are all constantly consuming TikTok. It is where we get our information from. It's what we do when we are bored. It's what we do when we want to entertain ourselves. It's what we do when we want to find inspiration. So we're constantly on it. And whether we're aware of it or not, it feeds our subconscious mind, our perception of self. And when we aren't concrete in our values, our beliefs, and the way we see the world, it assigns us the way we see the world. You see, these thought leaders, or what you'd consider to be influencers, actually have a great effect on how the majority or the collective consciousness thinks about certain topics. And it's easy the easiest way for the people who are in charge or in power to sort of see the masses divided is to ensure that each individual is selling people on an idea based on their identity. As a man, you should XYZ. As a woman, you should XYZ. As a so-and-so sub-social group, you should so-and-so. And because we heavily identify with these things, oftentimes from a biological standpoint, right, what it means to be a man, what it means to be a woman, we're going to sit there and then attentively listen. But have we as individuals defined what that is? Have we defined it for ourselves? Do we know ourselves? What it is that we consider to be being a man or being a woman. And what default texts do we refer to? Are you a person of God? Do you refer to the Bible or the Quran? Do you understand in the Quran or the Bible it says about what it means to be a man or what it means to be a woman? The Quran is the word of God. It's a guide to you on how you should behave, and everything you do should come in reference to that. But oftentimes, young people don't believe in God as much. So, and it becomes difficult for them, right, to then have a basis of something to refer to. So they start looking to other places to help them assign a structure of how they should act and behave. But most things on the internet are propaganda. And the way the internet works is actually really interesting. So at the top of individuals that influence, okay, you've got the people in the shadow that you can't really see, who sort of control everything. Yeah? And then you've got like really big music artists and really big actors. And they sort of set the tone for what it is considered trendy or ideal. But all these individuals have teams behind them that almost construct their character and use them to push certain ideologies onto the masses. And these are the young kids and the young teens and the young adults that see them as inspirational and often get their references from these individuals. And then so it's the musicians, the actors, and then it's the influencers, whether they be whatever niche they be, right? These are the structure in which it goes into opinion leaders. And for a bunch of young people who aren't really too strong in their religion or too strong in their belief in God, they see these individuals and the way in which they behave as a standard, as the things that they should adopt. But what is it that you have to refer back to? You're busy doubting yourself, questioning your self-worth, assigning meaning to things that are meaningless. Why? Because you have not yet defined to yourself what it means to be a man, to be confident, right? To feel as if you are enough. Because that's what we're chasing at the end, to feel as if we are enough. Or we can reach the point of enoughness before we have anything physical. But we've been con to believe that the physical presence of something makes us feel as if we are enough. But that is simply not the case. Do not fall for the propaganda of the internet. In order for you to rid yourself of it, you must be concrete in what your values are. What do you value? What are the most important things to you in this life? What are your non-negotiables? To which extent is your moral compass malleable? To which extent is your self-identity malleable? To which extent are you willing to accept new information on how you, as a man or woman, should behave? What are your non-negotiables? If others are able to assign you any of the above, then they are also the people who can rob you of it. And when you die and you meet God and He questions you for your behavior, what are you going to tell Him? Because I looked up to so-and-so behaved in XYZ. So I thought that was the way in structure. He said, I gave you a guidance. I gave you a book, yet you never referred to it. Why? Because you thought this 3D reality was real. When we say we want something, two people are listening, God and Satan. And they both understand our intentions way better than we do. At the root of all our intentions to attain material success or success in this life in general is this need to feel, this need to be noticed, this need to be gratified, this need to be respected, this need to be loved. Because we feel as if when we were kids, we didn't receive these things in completion. So you got to learn to soothe your inner child, make peace with the individual that you are, and not let the propaganda of the internet deceive you or mislead you into feeling as if you are inadequate. The whole point of capitalism is to ensure you are filled with inadequacy. Your insecurity means that you need constantly more clothes, more goods, more cars, more. Trying to fill the void, trying to feel as if you are enough, or you'll never be enough if you feel as if He exists outside of you. And that's the whole point of this, is to ensure that you feel as if everything you need exists outside of you. But as you go about life, you need to learn to make peace with your insecurities. Because all that's projected back into you is all the things about yourself that you have not yet made peace with. So you must learn to come to self-acceptance. It is the essence the essence of walking about in life. And to understand your situation right now does not define you. Everything that you have does not define you. Your bank account does not define you. None of that stuff defines you. All of that is complementary to the individual that you are. And we're having more than that will not make you feel any more enough than you are now. So you must be concrete in your values, your identity, your morals, your belief in self, your identity of self, your self-competence. Make peace with that. Don't let the propaganda on the internet interfere with that. And once you're concrete in that, you must also define to which extent that you're willing to change these and update it and move it around. And come to a place of self-acceptance. And don't let the internet fill you with insecurity and inadequacy. It's been your boy KPOV. Thank you guys for watching. Catch you guys soon.